Cooper Dillon had a great game there in the fourth quarter. He said one of the things you said to him was, "Why not you? Why did you feel like you wanted to motivate him in that way, and how do you feel like it worked out?"
Yeah, I just kind of took it upon myself. You know, I don't know, these last few games, I've felt like my leadership was needed a little bit more, and kind of just motivating guys on the sideline before drives and making sure we're trending in the right direction towards the end of the game. And, you know, I think it worked out pretty well. Dylan did a really nice job closing out the game for us, and I think he was big in the ending.
Rob?
Coop, as an offensive line, as an offensive line as a whole, or as a player individually, how satisfying is it to finish that fourth quarter like you guys did with the touchdown drive, then you get the ball back, they get 3 first downs, and how rewarding is that?
Yeah, I think the whole game we kind of controlled the line of scrimmage. I think we ran the ball really well, and I think, you know, as a tempo team, we did a nice job at that. But then on the flip side of it, the back end of it, we had like a 4-minute drive and ran the whole time off the clock. And, you know, that's something that we've gotten better at. And yeah, it's really nice to run the ball at the end.
Rocky again, and then Adam.
Jalen Wright's been really great this season, popping off for like 7 yards a carry. How impressive has it been to you that he's about to eclipse 1,000 yards, but he hasn't even had 20 carries in a game this year?
Yeah, super special. You know, he's a guy that has a lot of talent and has put it all together, kind of. And then, you know, he's also got 2 guys in the room with him that are also doing a phenomenal job as well. And, you know, I think the whole running back room does just great stuff. I think they've gotten to a point where they understand what we're trying to do up front, and I think we're kind of working together in unison.
Back to the leadership you had shown that Dylan mentioned after the game. Are you ever surprised when you say something like that a guy listens and reacts to that? That was one of the first things he said after the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I've done a nice job. I think kind of really my biggest why in all of this is that so all my teammates believe in me and have confidence in me. And, you know, I'm not a big, huge vocal guy. I don't just talk all the time. And, you know, so I think people kind of listen when I do speak about stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm glad people have confidence in me and kind of trust what I say and take it to heart. So yeah.
And secondly, you guys have been real good, like from the 20 to the 20, having more issues in the red zone, finishing with touchdowns. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. We've not done as well as we'd like to, and we're working on that every week and trying to get better at that. Not exactly sure what the solution is going to be, but we're working towards it and we're trying to figure it out.
John in the back.
Joe used his legs to scramble a little bit more, getting out of the pocket than we've seen. How do you kind of gauge where he's at? You don't go downfield too early. Like, what goes into that for you and the other offensive linemen?
I think the biggest thing is you don't really think about where. You kind of just think about, I'm just going to block as long as this guy's rushing, and as long as you feel the rush going, you got to stay in front of him and just assume that he's behind you at all times. You know, you can't really put too much thinking into it. You just got to play as hard as you can for as long as you can.
Patrick?
Cooper, you guys, I think, are still leading the SEC in rushing at another 250-plus yard game. How much pride do you guys as an offensive line take in your physicality and execution to open up lanes and be a more physical team?
Yeah, it's huge for us. I think that's kind of the identity we wanted to build here, and you know, it's been satisfying to see the running game do what it's doing, and you know, just super happy with the guys that are behind us. You know, I've known for a while that these 3 guys were going to be really special and they were going to be really, really good players for us, and you know, they already have been. But you know, just really special what we have going on right there.
Karthik and then Austin.
John Campbell Jr. was just named co-SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. What have you seen from him, you know, this season and the last performance?
Yeah, he's been a really good player for us. You know, a guy transferring in who's done a really nice job learning the offense, you know, embracing the culture and helping lead the culture. You know, just a guy that plays really hard and has a lot of energy and has a lot of good energy as well. So really, really proud of what he's done here and how he's developed.
Austin?
Coop, everybody talks about the top 3 backs, but for a young guy in practice that maybe doesn't get to play, what have you seen out of Cam Selton that you like about his game and his future?
Physical tools you see right off the bat. I mean, like a huge guy that's fast and has all the tools. You know, he's played on special teams a lot this year, which is the start to everything. But a guy that's going to be really good for in the future for sure.
Anything else for Cooper? All right, thanks, Hubert.
Thank you.
Bryson, when there's so many ball fans, you know, on the road, and you guys get to celebrate them in the way that you did, what does that feel like?
It's a great feeling to know that we have a huge support system that's going to travel whenever, wherever, and it just shows us how dedicated that the fans are. We appreciate it a lot. That's why we go hard for them every weekend.
John?
Are you, do you notice all the smoke there at the beginning of the fourth quarter? Because, like, you couldn't, from the back of the end zone, you couldn't really see to the other end of the field. Was that hindering you guys on the field at all?
I don't think so. I honestly thought it was a pretty cool experience just to see how much smoke it was out there and all the things they had going in the stadium. So most of the guys on our team, we actually enjoyed it and thought it was pretty cool because it's something I ain't never experienced or got to see in my life. So most of us thought it was pretty cool.
Anything else? John again?
Yeah, I'll just like pass rush. Obviously, that was the big talking point. Just what Devin Leary was able to do. Nobody's had that much success against you guys. What are you working on this week to try to get back to what you've been doing this season against UConn?
Just controlling what we control, trying to get better, get to the quarterback, being disruptive, you know, throw him off his game, and just work on little details to help us, even though, you know, they may key on to some things that we're on and what our signatures may be for some guys. So just try to switch it up, work on different techniques, and just switch it all up and just try to make it difficult for those guys.
And then as the season goes on, does it get harder to? I'm sorry. Does it get harder to, I guess, exploit teams? I guess you could say just with there's more film on you guys now. Do you find that it gets harder as the season goes on?
I won't say it gets harder, but guys obviously do catch on, and you know they get coached up on certain things and tendencies that we may do. So it might be a little more difficult, but you know we like a challenge, so we all for it.
Caleb?
With Kamal having season-ending surgery, how have you seen that secondary adjust? And who are some guys that you've seen kind of step up and try to fill his role?
We hate that for him, and I don't feel like nobody's just trying to take, you know, fill his role. I think some guys are just going to take advantage of the opportunity that they're going to get and just, man, go out there and do what they know they can do and what we expect them to do, and for it to not be a drop off of anything. So whoever, you know, coming in to replace him, we just know it's a standard that's being held, so he got to come uphold that.
Karthik?
There's a pivotal moment there in the second half where you guys up 26-24, Kentucky started driving, and then eventually you guys forced them into a 52-yard field goal attempt and they missed. Was there a sense of urgency during that time to not let them have the lead and gave momentum there in the second half of what was being said with the defense during that time?
Like I said a couple weeks back, we just want to show the other side of the ball, offense, that we got their back, and we want to make a stand and not let them take the lead and grab that momentum. So it was like our job to not allow them in their end zone, and thank God he missed a field goal, but we just want to bow our necks back and just stop them, get a stop for the O so they can do what they do.
All right, that's it. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.